Hey guys, so welcome back to Indirect Knowledge. So tonight, it's almost morning. What am I talking about? Guys, I'm just teasing. But seriously, it is like 11:56 right now. Stream. We've been doing some other tarot card readings. We had some other readings to do. So this is another one that we're doing tonight. And this is a very special one. I'm really excited to be doing this one in a sense because it's for Holly. And she's asked me questions before, and she still has this this divorce situation that's pending and going on. It's coming to a conclusion. Her ex is winning this thing, and he's basically forced her hand. She's had to work a full-time job and some part-time jobs and this and that, just to be able to file this thing and get moving with it and everything. And so she's just really distraught, and that's what we're gonna figure out. She wants to know what direction to go in, how to handle this thing, and that's what we're going to get, some answers for her tonight. So this is a kind of this is a more serious one. This is more serious type reading and stuff. So the energy is a little bit different. I'm picking that with us. So forgive me if I'm not my happy-go-lucky monk self. I'll do my best. But when it comes to the heavy energy, sometimes that does influence just my reactions to things and that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of shuffling these cards up really nice. I want to make sure that everything's nice and shuffled because we've been doing several readings tonight. And let me just take a drink here for a second. All right, so one more cut, and then we'll deal the cards. Wow. Give me just a minute here, you guys. Just a minute, Holly. I'll just trying to tap into this energy here, kind of get an idea of what we got going on. Wow. I'm almost done, I promise. Okay, so we'll get into the reading now, and just kind of explain. I like to do a little overview here for you guys, especially for you guys that are new watching on the channel. So the way this works is the first three cards that I deal is the past, present, and future. We look at the near past, the current present moment, give or take a few days, and then we look at the near future, normally about 3 months out, but depending on the energy of the card, I can kind of tell you if it's going to be a little longer than that or a little shorter than that kind of thing. Then we look at the energy surrounding the current situation. At least this is the way sometimes I do this. We look at the energy surrounding the present moment, and then we look at kind of where Holly's energy is at, or kind of where her attitude is about the situation, what she would like to see happening, and that kind of thing, like where her heart is in the matter. And then we look at the outcome. So then we kind of shift gears to look at the outcome, and then we look at what the key to the outcome is, to where the answer lies. And that's really the way this kind of thing goes. And then, of course, I use my own intuition and psychic ability to present information as it comes to me. So, in the past, we had this Five of Swords. Five's about change. The Five is also, the Five of Swords in particular, swords are mental. We see the water in there. That's sort of that, it's almost like that psychic or intuitive kind of it's emotional. It's along those lines. It's like the cups a lot of times, like water. So we have a combination of different energies at play with this particular card. And in this situation, we have the Five of Swords. And this card is sometimes, I like to think of this as sort of the winning at any cost card. Okay? So when this card comes up, it's normally a card of, doing whatever you have to do to win. And that's what the past was really all about. It was about, with regard to this divorce, relationship, everything, all these decisions, it was, what do I need to do to come out on top? Now, the only downside to this particular card is that sometimes when we win, we lose. What do I mean by that? I just mean that sometimes when we, put our best foot forward and we do everything right, and we actually get the outcome that we wanted, when we get the outcome, because of all the energy and effort and everything that we put into it, we come to realize that, was it really worth it? So we start questioning, well, why did I do all of this to get this, and now I'm in this situation? It's not exactly what I had bargained for, not when I first started. So it's sort of that question of like hindsight's 20/20 kind of thing. If I'd have known, if I knew now, if I'd have known then what I know now, I would have made some different choices. That's basically what this card comes, But this is okay. This is the past. But this is just, it's what it is. We may have won. We may have had some victories along the way, won some battles, but it didn't bring us joy or happiness. It didn't bring us this great, overwhelming sense of accomplishment or anything. It was almost sort of like wow, that didn't really feel like I thought originally that it was going to feel like. It didn't bring me the kind of emotional satisfaction that I was actually after, that I was looking for. And Five's about change. So it's about things, going from one direction to another. And we see the water there, and water is really a fluid. It's about change, and nothing staying the same, that kind of thing. So now we move to the present moment. Okay, the present moment, sort of similar. It's a very victorious card. So what do we see happening with this divorce? Well, we see being victorious with it. And that's the confusing part. Like, I'm so confused by this because, Holly's afraid she's going to have to end up paying child support. She feels overworked. She doesn't know what direction to go. She feels like he's winning. This guy's a very vindictive person, trying to take custody of the children and that. But here's the thing, Holly. I know you feel that because of what you see. I'm not picking that energy up there. That's not what I'm actually picking up. What I'm seeing is that actually you're going to get some kind of news now, sooner rather than later, any day, that things are going to be more in your favor. You're going to get, this is sort of like, when you see this card, it's sort of like a small victory card. It's like, you see this person is victorious. So this card doesn't represent anything like you losing it all whatsoever. Not in the near term anyway, not now. So I don't really pick that up. When you see wands, it's really about creative energy or action, in motion. It's that thing, like things are coming about quickly, swiftly. So you're going to get, a fast victory. It's going to happen very suddenly, probably unexpectedly, but that's coming, and it's coming like now, like in the present. Now let's look at the future. It's the future. Future is an 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is, you see this person really refining their skill set. They're doing certain things in a certain way to get a certain result. This is, a quintessential person that models, and if you do everything exactly the same and you continue to get good results, why would you change things up, right? I mean, if it's working, why change it? That's the key to the future here. You're going to find out what's working, what's going to land you those wins, and then you're just going to start to replicate that same process over and over again, modeling that in order to achieve what you're wanting. So this 8 of Pentacles, eight's about money, about finance, about grounding, about material possessions, about materiality, about winning. So that's where you're going to be at with it. Like everything that you're wanting is there. So, picking up maybe like 2.5, 3, 5 months, somewhere like that. I'm not 100% on this, like 2.5, possibly 3, possibly 5 months. Between 2.5 and 5 months from now, that's when this starts to come into play. This is like when things have kind of settled, this is where you're going to be at. This is success. This is a person that knows how to make money. They know how to take care of business. They know how to keep on keeping on. It's a very good card. And they're not struggling here. That's the thing. Like, I don't want you to think, oh, well, this person's working. I've been working all these jobs. What does this mean? I have to keep working? That's not what this is saying at all. What this is saying is it's just that, you can really take your time and you can do what you need to do. Things are going to work out nicely for you. You're going to be very grounded. Everything's going to really just be working out nicely. You just keep on doing the same thing and keep getting the same results, the good positive results that you'll be getting. But this is a person that knows really the key to success. They know that if you just keep working at it and you keep giving it your all and you keep on learning new things to make your life easier and easier, things are going to get better and better for you. And the process of creating things is going to become much simpler. So you'll be able to create things in a very simplified way for yourself. So I'm not picking up anything. I don't pick up you losing at all. I think that's what I said before, if I'm not mistaken. I can't recall 100% because I've done like so many tarot card readings, in the last several months that, when I do them, I don't forget them, but I'm on to something else, with all the service work us monks do. It's just, it's hard to stay 100% in the loop with what other readings you've done for people and that kind of thing. So just kind of bear that in mind. I'm always here for you guys, though. So please, if you have questions or you need something or you need a follow-up on anything, please reach out to me. Even if it just means giving me like a couple of sentences of, backstory about things of what's been going on. Kind of like what Holly did here today in this reading. She kind of filled me in on some of the details of what's going on in the current moment. Now we're able to help her and just make more sense of this. So let's look at the energy surrounding this card here. This is a present. This is this win. We see this as victory. We have the victory wreath. The energy surrounding that is this. Seven of Cups. Seven is about spiritual. 7 in numerology really deals with the spiritual, more of the spiritual side of things, less to do with material and more to do with spiritual. Cups are about relationships. That's what we're dealing with. This is divorce, the children, the ex-lover that's now, the person we're divorcing, all these kind of things. So there's a lot of these kind of things up in the air. And you see that. It's up in the air in this card as well. But this is also a wish card too for you guys. We see the victory wreath here and stuff like that. We saw the victory wreath in the actual card itself that this is modifying. So it's a win. This is a wish. This is a win. What you want, what you think about, you bring about. That's really what it's all about. So, the encouragement for this card is to change the way you're thinking about things. You've got this. You're a strong person. You know how to win this thing. You got to get your mindset right, and you got to start approaching it from that vantage point. What do you have to do to win this? That's a question to ask. And whatever you need, this wish card here will give it to you. So whatever resources you need, whatever outcome you need, whatever you wish, whatever you're really hoping for, is going to materialize. That's what this card says. That's not me making it up. It's just, that's what it is. Now, we've talked, kind of the presentation of the things that we've gotten from Holly, okay? It's a little different than what the cards are actually showing. Holly's feeling like she's losing this thing. She's feeling distraught. She's feeling upset about it. But the cards are telling a different story. I can't make up what the cards say, and I can't make up what I'm intuitively picking up on. But Holly, I really feel you winning this thing. Like nothing is telling me or indicating to me otherwise. I don't pick up any negativity around it. I know it can be frustrating, but when you say he's winning, I don't really pick that up. You might believe he's winning, or that might be the thoughts in your mind. But I'm just I would say, look, ask yourself that question I asked a minute ago. Like, what do you have to do to win this thing? Once you understand that, you can just ask for the win, and it'll happen. You'll get that victory. Things will start to materialize for you. And it's really that simple. I wouldn't try to overcomplicate this whole divorce thing. I know it's icky and it can be nasty. This guy's vindictive. That might actually help your case if you think about that for a moment. He's vindictive, but how do you bring that out without yourself coming across as vindictive or manipulative or something along those lines? What can be done in order to just kind of show his true colors? Picking up that he could be very narcissistic, for example. And it's not a judgment or anything like that, but I do kind of pick up some narcissistic tendencies on his part. Anyone that's ever dealt with a narcissist, would really kind of see him in that light. And it's not a light that most people really want to think about too much. Narcissists gaslight people. They always project blame onto you. They don't take responsibility for anything. It's always your fault. It's always something wrong with you to make you feel or to think something about them the way that you think about them. What can you do to kind of let that be known to the judge or for the person that's making the decision in this case, and how can you just kind of matter of factly say it, without making yourself look bad, trying to make him look bad. And I don't think you really have to do that. Just, there's key words that you can use kind of indirectly or subtly that would maybe help your case. Like gaslighting is one of those. If you say, look, I didn't really ever, if you told your side and say, look, when I got in this relationship, I did not have any clue about what narcissism really was, or having to deal with a narcissist. I didn't know what gaslighting was all about. I didn't know that whenever I said something that was just what I was feeling, that this person would use it against me to make me feel bad. I didn't realize that, Your Honor. I didn't. I didn't realize that I didn't realize that if I didn't cater to his every need, then he punished me in a sense, like he would make me feel bad or use some emotional manipulation or something like that. I never realized that in this relationship. And, I'm kind of an easygoing person. I just kind of let things roll off my shoulder, I work hard for my kids to try to take care of things. I love them very much. I want to do what's really best for them. But I'm not feeling good at all about this situation and about them being with him. Not because I have anything against him, just because of the type of emotional abuse and things that I had to deal with, like with this narcissism and that. I just, everything in my core says, run as far away from this person as possible, even though I have a good heart and I want to, do what's right. But it's just a really complicated situation. I wish I didn't have to be in this situation, honestly, but I don't know what else to do. I throw my hands up in the air and, how do you convince a narcissist that they're a narcissist? I have no idea. And then, as I've learned, narcissists don't change. They continue to gaslight and to use emotional abuse and to make you feel bad if you don't, go along with their plans or their ideology or their thinking. There's really no freedom of self-expression in that. So you're always walking on pins and needles, and that's just I don't wish it upon anybody, even my children. But I don't know. I don't want to keep them from their father or anything like that. But at the same time, I just want to protect them and do what's in their best interest. So I don't know. I give up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is. And maybe that kind of an approach would help your situation. That's kind of what I'm picking up. Of course, I don't know the situation. I'm not as close to the situation as you are. But that's just sort of what I'm kind of getting. Like, that kind of, just kind of put it out there. You kind of express it and just kind of tell it what it is. If nothing else, the judge would at least start to look at his behavior during the trial and kind of start connecting some dots. Maybe it would help the judge connect some dots. So that's kind of it. You need to sometimes just help them connect dots, but you don't want to do it in a way that's going to make you look bad, like the bad person in this. And the easiest way to make yourself look bad is to try to make someone else look bad intentionally. But if you just say kind of calmly, like, well, this person, or just kind of indirectly say, I didn't know really what I was getting into when I got in this relationship. He's a very attractive man. He said the right things. He wooed me, he seemed like a very kind and genuine individual. But then I quickly started learning that, that if I didn't go along with his plans, maybe he started gaslighting me. And I didn't even realize when it was happening, and if I called him out on something, that to just have a voice, in the relationship, I wasn't trying to win wars or win battles with him. I was just trying to have my own voice. If I tried to do that, then it was almost like, to punish me, it was my fault for feeling that way. Or, he was kind of gaslighting me and doing this, and I didn't realize it at the time, but it was really wearing on my self-esteem, my emotional makeup, my mindset. And then eventually the relationship just, started to be, if I didn't cater to his needs or, his desires, then, I was this bad person, this bad human being. And, I just can't do that. I'm only one person, and it's like nothing I did was ever really good enough. And, that's a terrible place to be in, and I don't wish it upon anybody. But, one day at a time, I'm trying to work my way through it. And then just reiterate the fact that, you love your children, you want to do what's best for them, and, you work hard, and, you have time for them and everything. You want to make time for them. And that's really where you want your focus to be at. And I think, and say, look, I don't have anything against this person, but, I'm wiser now because I understand more about narcissism, and, I've gotten some counsel, I have some understanding of what I was dealing with, whereas before I was kind of in the dark. I didn't really know. So I think if you kind of maybe, think about things in that way, maybe it would help your situation a lot, at least help your mindset anyway, and, bring some peace to yourself. All right. So that was the energy surrounding the current situation, which is the Witch card. Let's look at where you're at with things. Your attitude card. This is the Ace of Cups. Page of Cups, sorry. P-A-G-E, Page of Cups. So this is a message about relationships. Pages are messengers. Cups are relationships. We have fish, indicative of water. We have water in the background. It's really emotion, fish and cups and stuff, really emotional things going on with you. And yeah, it's really bothering you. And it's a hard place to be in. And I'm really sorry, Holly, that you have to go through this, that you've been going through this. And I know that you have doubts about the outcome of that, but I'm not seeing that reflected in the cards or even what I'm feeling. I feel like you're going to win this, hands down. That things are going to be really good for you. And I feel like, in the future, monetarily, you've got a good system that's worked out. And I see that. And that's part of your answer to maybe all of this too, is showing that you have a system in place for being able to take care of the children, take care of the finances, and just show yourself as a worthy person for everything going on, and be able to present it in that way. And if you're not as good as at communicating, as the other side is, that can actually help your case too. You really got to use your weaknesses to strengthen your position. So say, for example, like the other side is really good at communicating. They're making you look bad, smearing your name in the dirt, all of this. Sometimes you can just say, look, I know I'm not as methodical and as manipulative, and I can't hold my own against this person over here. He is a master communicator. He studied all of this stuff. He can make people feel however he wants them to feel. He's gaslighted me. His narcissism and stuff is in a different caliber from anything I've ever seen before or experienced in my life. And I am sorry that I cannot communicate how I feel in a more articulate way, in a way that he can, because he is just so good at telling people what they want to hear. I'm just not that kind of person. I don't have those kind of experiences, that background to be able to do that. And so, I can't win against that. So I don't really know what to do at this point. I'm just being honest here, and I need help, and I need to win this for my children, and just for my own sanity and for them. But I'm not really sure how to do that, because I'm not on the level of selling myself like this guy is. I'm just not. And if there is a God, give me some mercy here. Like I'm just putting it out there. I'm at my wit's end, and it's a very hard position for me to be in, to watch all of this happening and knowing that I'm just who I'm competing against. I feel like this is a competition and I'm losing because I'm just not able to communicate and to manipulate and to be as deceitful and to throw these kind of things out there as he is. I'm just not. And that's unfortunate, but that's just the way the case is going, I guess. So sometimes, you see what I'm saying? You can kind of use that weakness against you. And then, people will start to look at him more of like, well, hey, geez, he's saying everything right, but she's saying everything honestly. Who do you want to believe? The honest person, the underdog, or do you want to believe this person over here that's trying to take advantage of the situation and paint this person as a dog or some kind of less than human person? So food for thought. Sometimes you have to use your weaknesses to your advantage, play into those. That's part of it. So I hope that helps a little bit. This Page of Cups is about the relationship and that, and it's emotional. There's a lot of emotion going on here. You want to be behind this a little bit, but there's still a part of you that's connected to this also. So that's something that you're kind of feeling, and you have to honor that. Nothing wrong with it, but we're moving in different directions as well. So now that we've done that, let's find out what the outcome to this is. We have the 3, the Empress. The great nurturer, Mother Nature. Often when this card comes up, it's also about pregnancy. 3 is about family. Venus is about divine female energy, like the divine goddess. Again, it's coming out on top. You are the Empress. This is significant. So you win this. Now, let's look at what the key to winning is. The key to coming out on top, being the Empress in this situation. The key is temperance, patience. So you got to give it a little bit more time. I know that you don't want to hear that. I know you want this thing to be over. But get it together. And to get it together, it's like what I was saying before here. You got to kind of like take a few steps back, have a little patience, and you got to get everything put together in the best way possible. And the way to do that is, you notice like the concoction here, it's like taking something from one cup, putting it in another. It's about creating the perfect concoction, the perfect mix. That's what you need. This is the perfect storm card in a lot of ways. It's where all the pieces of the puzzle come together to present you in the best light possible to get you the victory. And I mean, all I see in this whole reading is nothing but victory for you, winning. So, I know it looks bleak. I know it's hard to deal with. I know you got that impatient energy going on, and that you want this thing to be behind you and over and done with. I know you have fear, as anyone in that situation would have, like having to pay child support, and having to, cater to this guy and all this. Yeah, it's pretty disconcerting. But I see you winning it anyway. I don't see it going in his favor. I see him pretty upset, actually, at the outcome. So, yeah, keep us in the loop on things, and if you need any guidance or you need anything, please reach out to me. You know me, I'm always here for you. And, I love you, and I hope that this reading comforts you to some degree. I mean, it's hard to, it's hard when you're going through it to hear anything except what your eyes are telling you. But for one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. For one who has failed to do so, the mind will be the greatest enemy. And right now, that mind can be the greatest enemy. So in this time of tribulation or trouble, or a time of anything less than ideal, the key is to just remember that what you see with these 5 senses are not always what's actually going on behind the scenes. You can't always buy into what you see is what you get. That's what I'm trying to put forward here. So you have to have patience, temperance, and things are going to work out. So just have faith in that. If it helps you, my favorite Bible verse is Proverbs 2, 5, and 6. For one who is I'm sorry, that's different. That's the Bhagavad Gita. It's trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not into thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, he will direct thy path. He shall direct thy path. So, I don't know what your spiritual inclination is or isn't. It doesn't matter. But I hope that those words bring you a little bit of peace of mind anyway. But you're going to be fine. I know that this relationship and the things going on with it in your mind are troubling you. I'm going to be saying some prayers for you. And I do feel, though, that you are going to start to feel better. I do feel that. But it's going to take a little time, and it's going to require some patience. So anyways, much love and blessings to you. And thanks, everyone, for watching this episode of Indirect Knowledge. If you guys want to help the monks out, give a donation or something like that, whatever the case happens to be, it will be greatly appreciated. And you can do that at helpbydonating.com. Just go to www.helpbydonating.com. And whatever you want to donate, you can. And we will appreciate that and use it to help a lot of people in many ways. So it's all good. Help us spread love for God. For you guys that are new to the channel, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification. You'll get notifications when we come on. If you want to ask a question or something like that, you can do that then, and we can answer it live on the air. Sometimes we have episodes where we do that. In fact, the last one we had a few people we did some readings for on the same night. So if you guys want to go and check out any of the other videos that we've put together, please feel welcome to do that. Things get fun. We have ups and downs. It's kind of there's a lot of different situations with the tarot, questions that people ask. So it's always very interesting. There's always something new to discover and explore here on this channel. Some other situation to kind of learn about, or something to, you might find something that you're going through. And so that's just a way of hopefully bringing some peace, some hope, some love, and some understanding about, just the day-to-day struggles that we all face. So, so thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I love you all. Much love. Many blessings, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Indirect Knowledge. Thanks for tuning in.